All right, Earthlings and Broncos country. It is a victory Monday with a 31-13 victory over the Colts. Ian, how you feeling?
I am feeling excellent and rather happy. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm right there with you. I'm glad that football lasts 4 quarters and not just two.
Oh yeah, though the first half was, I mean, it's not like the second half was necessarily a walk through the park either, but the first half was very concerning and was we were struggling to do anything.
I mean, Anthony Richardson actually looked like a competent quarterback through about the first half. You know, he made a couple great throws, kind of throws that I would expect Bo Nix to make. You know, kind of good quarters coverage or tight coverage, launching a laser beam through the defenders, right down the middle of the field for big gains. He looked real kind of calm and poised, and he looked big yesterday too. I don't know if you picked up on that too,
Yes.
but he looked like he was just impossible to bring down.
Yeah. Like that was every tackle seemed like he was standing up with like rebarb through his back, and every single one they looked like they just shove him down. I mean, it was the most like visceral tackles you've ever seen. I mean, in my mind, because like it's not like tackles are really, or sacking in this respect is easy, but he just he looked like a statue that just was like, I am not going to bend. You will have to break my legs before I'm going down. And then even when they got him down, he popped up so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's what, 6'5", 250 pounds. He's huge.
I think 230. But yeah, still massive.
I remember that one play in the end zone, and this is actually one of the better defensive plays too in the second half. But they're in the end zone. I think Jonathan Cooper like has his arms around his legs. Richardson tries to get the pass away. Ellis deflects the pass back to Richardson. Richardson scrambles away, breaks that one ankle tackle from Cooper, I think, and then gets a couple yards out of the end zone.
Yeah,
That's the kind of stuff that you can't. That's just natural freak athletic ability and just bad luck. I mean, having a pass batted down is great. Having it batted back to you, that's frustrating for a defense. I think it's got to be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Richardson completed 17 out of his 38 passes for 172 yards with 2 interceptions. This doesn't mean, it's not a really good completion rate. I mean, the 2 interceptions were great for us. He did rush 7 times, though, which showed when he was able to get out of the pocket when he wanted to, especially the first half.
Yeah, it almost seemed like we weren't really... we weren't bringing the house a lot in the beginning. I think we had a lot of, like 4-man rushes, trying to keep a spy. Speaking of running, though, holy cow. Our run game stinks.
Yes. Yeah, we could not get anywhere on this game for us.
I'm pretty sure at one point early in the game, Bo Nix was our leading rusher, wasn't he?
I think so. Crap, I have to find the exact my exact tab right now. This is annoying.
And if he wasn't our leading rusher, he was number 2. I mean, Javonte Williams, every play that was a running game seemed to get stuffed at the line. There was a couple, hard-fought 1 or 2 yard gains, but we had less than 100 yards on the ground for our running backs combined, and it's just not enough. I mean, man, that Colts defense came to play yesterday too. They were stingy in the backfield. There was tight coverage. They were not letting our receivers get open. They were playing, hip to hip with our receivers.
Yeah.
No run game really made it a much more of a struggle bus game than the final score would indicate. I mean, if you just look at that final score, 31-13, you're like, oh wow, that was obviously a walkout. The Broncos just dominated, and the Broncos did dominate defensively. I mean, the fourth quarter, we ripped off 21 points. to really just put them away.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. It was 100% like the defense's win. I mean, like just for like the pass yards for Knicks, with 130 this week, we haven't had something that low since week 4 against the New York Jets with 60, and in between that 10-11 week span, they're all in the 200s minus the one with week 7 on New Orleans with 164, and one of them with the Atlanta Falcons breaches 307. So yeah, it really does show the numbers that like the defense, the interceptions was absolutely key here.
Yeah, and if you look at Anthony Richardson, 2 interceptions doesn't sound too bad, right? But you got to think about the whole team. 5 turnovers for that defense, 2 off of picks from Richardson. Yeah, that one. And there's that another interception from Nick Benito, where he just comes flying in on that trick play and just houses it. Pick 6 straight home.
Yeah, that was epic. Yeah. I watched that on Reddit again this morning, just like having a little like elation in my soul, cheering him on, like go. That was great.
Yep. And talking about before the game, we were talking about the running backs a little bit. The Colts running back Jonathan Taylor. He was kind of the guy that we wanted to watch out for. He was running pretty well. He's on pace for over 1,000 yards this season. I think after yesterday, he's at 950 yards. He would have actually had close to 1,000 yards just with yesterday's game had he not dropped a football at the 1-inch line before the goal line on a walk-in touchdown.
Yeah. And
that was the turning point.
Yeah, and if you actually, like Jonathan Taylor, he has 911 rushing yards for the year, and right below him is their quarterback Anthony Richards at 429 yards. So
he's just such a mobile quarterback. You got to watch out when he ran that touchdown in early in the game to open up scoring. Oh man, that. I was very, very afraid that was how the game was going to go for the rest of the night.
Yeah, definitely. That would have been super bad. Yeah, Taylor had rushed 22 times for 107 yards. He also caught one of the two. Caught one of the 2 targets for 4 yards.
Oh, okay, so he just had one catch prior to the backfield or something like that. A bubble screen or running back screen, something like that.
He also lost 1 fumble.
Yeah, I remember that fumble. And then, was that the fumble where the safety comes down and just pops him, ball flies out, and we recover? Or is that a different fumble?
I know exactly the play you're talking about, but I don't know which one it was.
Our defense was just absolutely dominant yesterday. I mean...
Oh, wait. But before you go on the defense, though, just like one more thing about Taylor, though. He had that 41-yard supposed touchdown that he dropped right as he was about to cross the plane, and completely just fouled up on that one. So, got to give him due credits for being properly too quick.
And that's so funny too. That's not like even a rookie mistake. I don't think even high school kids make that mistake very often. But that's just boneheaded, Like I can kind of get it if it's a real close run and you're fighting with a defender to get into the line and you're trying to, shift your ball positioning a little bit and unluckily it slips out, it gets popped out, gets knocked out, whatever. No, there wasn't a defender near him. He was going to walk into that end zone untouched.
Yeah.
And inexplicably he has a senior moment or something and just forgets that he's playing football and thinks he's having a walk in the park bird seeing or something and just drops it. Mm-hmm. And oh man, I mean, thank God for instant replay, every scoring play being reviewed. How frustrating would that have been? Let's say this happened in 1985 and instant replay hadn't been instituted yet, so everybody thinks it's a touchdown. You're watching, highlights on 9 News at the end of the evening, and they are the ones that show you, actually, he didn't score a touchdown, but it's too late now, and we lost because of this.
Yeah, that would just be rough. If you saw that after the fact. Yeah, instant replay,
What do you think?
man. What a luck.
What did you think about the game Sean Payton called last night offensively?
I mean, they tried a lot of different things at the very... Oh, God damn it, I just went down like an idiot. But no, yeah, like they tried like a lot of different plays, different screens, the run game. It felt more like... Not like scraping the bottom of the barrel to find what would work. Because that's like, I feel that's like a little too mean to put it that way. But we were just scrambling for everything that we could, like trying everything we could think of to see if we could get something working, especially in that first half. But I feel like we got our stride after that fumble at the end zone, and it started to pick up.
Yeah, momentum is real in football games.
Oh yeah, I mean the hell actually. I mean like I say that both the bye weeks for us and the Colts. You know, because like the Colts had the same bye week as we did, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like definitely. Last week. Yeah, definitely affected. The momentum, because like coming into this game was not like the same as going out of our last game 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, last game going into the bye, you know, we were really on a roll. We had won 3 straight. I want to say three or 4 possibly. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. Yeah. Okay, 3 straight games. You know, big important wins like the Raiders, and had this the extra week to get healthy, and it just didn't look like it was clicking as well as it was. You know, some of those what I would have thought were like surefire catches from Sutton before the bye were he was just a little off. Like, you know, it hits his hand and he can't secure it. Hits his chest plate and it bounces incomplete.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like they were synced up very well. And I'm not going to say they weren't fired up to play. I'm not going to say they didn't come to play. They obviously came to play. They obviously came to win. It just looked like an old team who's not used to this kind of an important game.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's I was going to now link it to an old engine, but probably a better way would be like a race car engine that's been out of commission for a few Grand Prix, and they swap it into the F1 car, and they're like, oh shit, we forgot to add the lube to the engine. Let's bring it back really quickly. After.
Let's warm that engine block up real fast.
Yeah, and then we'll send it out. And they're like, oh, okay, good. It's still here. We haven't completely ruined the car. Like, yeah, it had that type of stutter effect. And then...
Yeah. And if this were a Grand Prix, it would be a great come-from-behind victory.
Yes. Yeah, it would be... I can't think of actually a really... I mean, well, no. I mean, like, probably the best one would be the Senna race in... Oh, crap. I can picture the race, too. But in the rain, he makes up, like, 6 or 10 spots to win it within, like, 4 or 5 laps. I'll have to find out which one exactly it is. But yeah, it's one of those insane ones. Yeah, like where just like everything looked wrong and then it just clicked and you're like, oh.
Yeah. You know what's funny though? Thinking of that metaphor, keeping up with that metaphor. I don't think Senna is Nix then in this situation. I think Senna is like the defense in this situation. You know, because Bo Nix, you can't say he balled out. You know, 3 INTs to 3 touchdowns. Yeah, it's an even turnover to touchdown ratio. Fantastic. He came back and didn't let it rattle him. Didn't let it stop him from slinging the ball, from taking those shots downfield, and from eventually making it connect. He got it to work. It worked. Got those 3 touchdowns when it mattered the most in that second half. You know, to really run up that score and put it away. But the defense was in the driver's seat to get us going again. Maybe they're the pit crew that needed to get the engine going again or something to extend that metaphor further. Because this if there are team wins, this was one of them. This was one where the special teams showed up in a big way. Marvin Mims showed up in a big way with those couple big returns. Yeah, a 60-yard return, a 36-yard return, I think, or maybe it was 32 yards. Either way, I think he had close to 100 yards. in punt returns for the game, which is awesome. That's the whole field by himself. Gave us great field position, and allowed us to even get within field goal range a couple times. So you got Mims in the special teams doing it for us. You've got Nick Bonito and Zach Allen and the rest of the defense absolutely dominating to do that, and it really helped out the rookie quarterback on a down game. The offense was struggling, it was sputtering, it wasn't lubed and warmed, so they needed a little bit of something from the rest of the team, and it's nice to know that our team can put up a win without putting it all on the quarterback. It doesn't have to be just Bo Nix carrying the team. I don't want to see that. If he has to do it and does it, great. Some of my favorite memories of Peyton Manning are playing from behind, specifically that Chargers game in 2012 where we're down like 28-3 or something crazy like that, and we end up winning that game 36-28, just ripping off all those points. That was Peyton Manning putting the team on his back and just willing us to a win. This was the team staying together, staying positive, motivating each other, and finding a way to win the tough game.
Yeah, absolutely. I was before you started going on that, I was gonna go back to Bo with the at the beginning and the confidence not getting rattled too much, because especially at the very beginning, a lot of those drop passes, the interceptions, but with the long balls that he still decided to throw, they were all pretty much on target, and they were all, the first 3 that weren't caught, were just a hair's length from getting caught. So I like that that he was still doing that, taking it deep down in the end zone, in the field, not letting it rattle him. But you're right though, I like that at the beginning of the game I kind of feared that it looked like a total collapse, because nothing was going to get done, and it definitely did highlight the fact that we didn't have a run game that could do anything, and then B, that what we've been sort of using as our main weapon. Obviously the quarterback is the main weapon, but his arm we've been using as the main weapon for most of after week 4 was being really kind of nullified, and it looked like without that arm and the good passes and the connections that we needed to get, that the whole game was going to collapse. But as you said, he didn't let that disturb him. And then with a little help from the defense, was able to, rally up. It was a good game. There was no part of it that was dull.
No, you definitely could not call. Lately, Broncos football hasn't been dull, and that's it's great, especially looking back afterwards. But man, sometimes I just want the Broncos to dominate from snap 1, quarter 1, all the way through snap 304. Quarter 4, something like that. I these heart attack games, man, they're giving me more gray hairs than the restaurant industry ever did.
Yeah, I can definitely sympathize with that.
And that's so easy to say afterwards. In the moment, oh my gosh, it's exciting. Time flies by, unless you're the other person we were watching with who had the opposite feeling, that the time was not going fast enough because she was worried about the fourth quarter and how much time was left on the clock, and were we going to be able to keep the pressure on? Was the defense able to keep stuffing the Colts offense? That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It almost felt like that Chiefs game where you're like, oh my God, it's all coming down to the wire, until the fourth quarter where it just wasn't. That they're 13-17 with 12 and a half minutes in the fourth quarter, and that's when our good friend Nick Bonito takes it to the house, that pick six. Yeah, that was just beautiful.
Yes. Yeah.
There's so many beautiful moments in this game, and most of them came from the defense. But that last touchdown, I think, late in the fourth quarter, the 6 minute left in the fourth quarter, something like that, where Bo throws that final touchdown pass to Sutton. He's down at we're down at the 25-yard line in the red zone, basically, and it's 3rd and 6, lofts it up, beautiful, perfect touchdown to the back of the end zone. Sutton beats his man, number 33. Just picture perfect kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
And then there was that Adam Troutman catch early in the game. The first Broncos touchdown, actually. Put us on the board where you see Bo Nix looking off the safety to the left because you've got two receivers left. You got Sutton and maybe Mims, I think, on the left. They're running their go routes towards the end zone. He looks him off. The safety follows them, and then he spins around and finds Adam Troutman in the flat for that touchdown. That was a thing of beauty as well. And that was just great play design. Great play design, great execution.
Yeah, absolutely.
So looking forward here to, post-game, we've got, or next game, we do have some injuries that we're going to have to deal with, I think. Patrick Surtain.
Yeah, he's questionable right now with the sprained ankle.
Yeah, that worries me because Herbert is a great passer. And if he smells blood in the water with an inexperienced cornerback covering their number one receiver, who I actually, their name escapes me right now. Riley Moss, our number 2 corner, is out.
Yeah.
Probably still.
DJ
If we're
Jones
out, yeah, if we're out,
questionable because of the finger. Quentin Miners is also questionable with the shoulder. Not sure. I mean, that was yesterday, questionable with the shoulder, but it's still not sure.
Okay, we got to. Well, it's such a short week. We've got to hope, but we can afford. This sounds weird, but we can afford to lose on Thursday, and we're still in the playoffs. I think the way it works is we can drop one of these final 3 games. Or no, we can drop 2 of these final 3 games and we still make it into the playoffs because of the way the standings are breaking down. We might drop down to the 7th seed, so a true wild card spot. Mm-hmm. But to keep the 6th seed, basically, we have to. I mean, if we win out, then who cares? It doesn't matter. That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
Obviously, just end the season like that would go a long way to. Think about the momentum you bring into your first playoff game in 9 years if you win your last
3 games.
That'd be last.
Well,
but
7.
last 7 games
games.
of the season. Talk about your momentum.
Yeah.
Just crushing 7 games straight into the playoffs. And if you do that, you've beaten the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs in those 7-game span. Big games.
Yeah. That would be absolutely fantastic if we can do that. I'm all for it. I mean, just if we have to lose one, I'm down with losing against the Colts, but we got to beat Cincinnati, and of course we all would. This goes without question. Have to beat Kansas City because fuck the Chiefs.
FUKC, always and forever.
Yeah.
I'm looking here at the stats from the Buccaneers-Chargers game last week. So for context, people, if you don't follow the Broncos very closely because you have other priorities that I don't understand, we beat the Buccaneers early in the season, and in what I would probably call Bo Nix's breakout game. That's the game where suddenly his happy feet settled a little bit. He was making these amazing throws, making amazing reads. Our defense made Baker Mayfield, quarterback for the Buccaneers, looked pretty pedestrian. So for context there, they played yesterday at LA, and they beat the pants off the Chargers 40-17. We crushed the Buccaneers. The Chargers barely beat us last time we met up. So therefore, we will crush the Chargers. Because if we crush the Buccaneers and they crush the Chargers, then we're clearly just miles and miles away, and it's going to be 70-17. It'll be fantastic.
Ooh, that's a high score. I mean, I'm down for it. I'd love that. Yeah, that's a high score, though.
Yeah, looking at their past games, they've won and lost really close games. Looking all the way back to November, let's see, at Tennessee, they won 27-17, so 10-point game. Tennessee's pretty bottom of the pile, I think. what's their record? 3-11, third in the AFC South. Yeah, they're not doing well.
Yeah.
And so only 10 points right there. Not enough. Let's see. Sunday, 11-17 versus the Bengals. They won that 34-27. So, again, a one-score game. Monday night, they played against Baltimore. They lose that game 30-23. Again, a one-score game. 12-1 versus or at Atlanta. 17-13 win. A barely one-score game. 4-point win. And then Sunday, blown the fuck out 40-17. But those 4 games there, those are all really close, and that's what we need to focus on. Our defense needs to be stifling, get pressure on Herbert, and force him to make errant throws, force him to be uncomfortable, and we can take care of business. I got a good feeling.
Oh, yeah. I got a good feeling, too. We're coming off a bye week with a win. Got 3-4 wins on our belts right now. Yeah, we're in, minus the few potential injuries we have, we are definitely in a very good place for next week's game. I'm looking forward to it.
And we can't leave this video without this one small fact that we have to say.
Of course.
The Broncos have a winning season for the first time since 2016. Yeah! About time, guys. We have guaranteed not losing. No, we're not losers anymore. God damn it. I'm so excited I can't even talk.
Yeah.
It's been so long. And that's what the good thing about being a fan is. You have all the lows of the last 9 years, but that makes the highs of this year and last year even sometimes all the better, all the sweeter. Feels so much more deserved and hard-earned.
Absolutely.
And we've arrived again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Earthlings, we have come to the end of another Dicecast. Thank you so much for joining us today. We will catch you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe.